Hello students to another video. This video is based on the topic structure of atom. It explains how uh, how the subatomic particles like electron, proton and neutron are arranged in a atom. So basically you all know what an atom is, what an electron is and what a proton is. So let us understand how the structure of atom is there. So let us proceed to the video. So the first arrangement was proposed by Thomson. It was known as Thomson plum pudding model, or you can name it as apple pie model, or you can also say watermelon model. According to this model, as you can see here, we have a positively charged plate and the negative charge is embedded on it. That means, according to Thomson, we have a plate like apple pie. The base is all made up of positive charge and the negative charge are embedded on it. For a simpler structure, you can also think about pizza. The base of the pizza is positively charged and the toppings on it are negatively charged. This was the model proposed by Thomson. To verify this model, Thomson's apple pie model, Rutherford did a gold foil experiment. According to this experiment, he took a gold foil, and gold foil is an element, so its atom, so its arrangement of electron and proton must be similar. That is, all the positive charge and negative charge are at very less place embedded on it. So he charged an alpha particles which are also positively charged on the gold foil. And according to this experiment, he expected that since most of the part is positively charged and very less part is negative charge, so most of the charge should repel at 180 degree, because this is also positive charge and most of the place is occupied by positive charge and similar charges repel each other. So most of the charges should bounce back at 180 degree. Some of the charges which pass from here very close to the negative charge should not bounce back at 180 but should deflect at smaller angles. And if 10,000 rays, positively charged rays are passed, out of 10,000, 9,000 should deflect at 180 degree. Deflect means वापस आ जाएगा at 180 degree. Out of remaining 1,000, 900 should deflect at less angles. That means which are passing through this. And out of the remaining 10,000, only 100 should pass undeflected. That means if we consider an example, if this board, the white portion of the board is positively charged and the one which is written in the black is negatively charged, and this is an alpha particle that is positively charged. So there is most probability that it will go on the white places, because white place is white color is mostly in this board. So most of the charges, this being positive and this white being positive, should repel and come back at 180 degrees. If this is negative charge, all the black portion is negatively charged, what is written or drawn. So if some of them, like 900 out of 10,000, if passed in close proximity to the negative charge, like from here, they should deflect at less angles, not 180 degree but should go like this. And 100 out of 10,000 is a chance that it goes from right here, that is negative charge, that is the one written in black, and it should pass, only 100 should pass undeflected at 0 degree. So if this model was right, this should be the result. But after this experiment, this was what he expected, and he found out another thing. He found out that out of 10,000, 9,000 which should deviate by 180 degree, 9,000 positive charge passed undeviated. And undeviated can only be the case when there is negative charge. Out of 9,000, 900 deflected by small angles. And out of them only 100 deviated by 180 degree. So Thomson's model was wrong, and Rutherford came with the conclusion that the positive charge is located at the center in a very small space and the negative charge revolves around it continuously. So this negative charge revolves around it. So Thomson also said that this negative charge revolves around the positive charge which is at the center. But the drawback of this model was, according to quantum theory, you may have heard of quantum in many fields. Quantum means one which pertaining to charged particles. So it said that when charged particles revolve around this positive charge, when any charged particle moves, it emits energy. And if it emits energy, it should go into spiral and should get into the nucleus, that is positive charge, and it cannot be stable because, as we know, atom is always stable. So there is no possibility of stability. So after this, to explain this stability, a new scientist, you may have heard of him, that is Bohr. Two scientists, Bohr-Bury, came up with structure of atom. They said that the positive charge which is at the center along with neutron is situated at the center known as nucleus, and around it the electron revolves, but it revolves in fixed shells. That is, the first shell is named as K, then L, then M, N, and so on. And each shell has fixed energy. That is, if electron is in first shell, then it will have fixed energy and it will revolve in this only, in L also, and in similarly M also. So this explains stability of an atom, that each shell has fixed energy. After this Bohr-Bury scheme also came. According to it, each shell can contain 2n square number of electrons, where n is the number of shell. For K, n is equal to 1, for L, n is equal to 2, for M, L is equal to 2, and so on. That is, for K, n will be 1, for L, n will be 2, for M, n will be 3. And it tells us how many maximum number of electrons a shell can contain. For example, if you talk about first shell, the value of K will be 1, it becomes 1 square and becomes 2. So first shell can only contain 2 number of electrons. And after that he told the angular quantum number of each shell is nh by 2 pi, where n we already know, h is Planck's constant, which is equal to 6.634 into 10 power minus 34 joule per second. So this was how the structure of atom came into being. So thanks for watching the video, and if you have any queries, do comment or you can ask me. Thank you and have a nice day.